The biggest losers of the 2025 NFL Draft are the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns managed to absolutely bomb this draft class. I mean, you have the number 2 overall pick. Let's start there. The Browns had the number 2 overall pick. Deservingly so, after how bad they were this year. And somehow, some way, they found a way to trade out of that spot. To me, it made absolutely no sense. You have an opportunity to get a generational player at number 2 overall. Cam Ward's off the board. Tennessee got him. That's fine. Because the top 2 generational players in this draft class, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, are still on the board. And you decide to not take either of them? You decide to trade back with the Jacksonville Jaguars and allow them to go snatch up Travis Hunter? It's absolutely disgusting how the Cleveland Browns let down their fan base time and time again. This decision to trade back in the first round, it was an absolute L. It was an absolute loss. It was an absolute stupid move on their part. Okay, you got Myles Garrett. But who's on the other side of him? Go get Abdul Carter. And if you do that, that's probably the best pass rush duo in the NFL right now. But no, you don't do that. So what do the Browns do? They've managed to be the Cleveland Browns once again. Believe them when they show you who they are. So let's believe the Browns when they time and time again show us who they are. The Browns decide to trade back from number 2 to number 5. The Cleveland Browns select Mason Graham. Best defensive tackle in this class. Michigan standout defensive tackle. He's a dog, I can't lie. But it just doesn't make any sense why you go Mason Graham if improving your pass rush is that important and you want to go Mason Graham. For all of that, you might as well have just gone Abdul Carter. You want to get the best player available. And trading back, while they did accumulate some picks, while they did get a first rounder for next year, that's all fine and well, but you have to take that shot. You have to take that shot when the generational player is available. But the Browns decided, nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to trade back. They go get Mason Graham, and that's fine and well, but Mason Graham is a great player. He's really, really good. Really, really talented defensive tackle, but he's not generational. There were 2 generational players in this draft class. That was Travis Hunter. That was Abdul Carter. The Cleveland Browns selected neither of those guys. They had the opportunity to get them, but they selected neither one. And to me, that's an absolute embarrassment. Like I said, I'm not too mad at the Mason Graham pick. I just think trading back was stupid. And it doesn't matter how good Mason Graham is if Travis and Abdul turn out to be better. Then in the second round, I actually like this pick. UCLA linebacker Carson Schlesinger. I think this was a solid pick. I can't be mad at it. Going to round 2 again, pick 36 this time. The pick that you received from the Jaguars trade, you get running back out of Ohio State, Quinshon Judkins, arguably the most explosive running back in this draft class. Again, can't be mad at this too. With Nick Chubb being very inconsistent and always hurt, and we don't even know if he's going to be playing this year for any team, this was a necessary move to go get a running back. So they go get Quinshon Judkins, Ohio State standout. He was a very, very good running back for Ohio State, and before that, Ole Miss. So I can't be mad at this pick. Going to the next one, round 3, pick 67, tight end Harold Fannin Jr. Absolute dog. Great pick right here. Another good pick, right? Now, this is where it continues to get stupid for the Cleveland Browns, to get embarrassing for the Cleveland Browns. You get to the later third round, pick 94. And the Cleveland Browns trade with the Buffalo Bills to select quarterback Dillon Gabriel out of Oregon. Heisman Trophy finalist. Here's why this pick didn't make any sense. Yes, the Browns needed some young quarterbacks. They needed to draft a quarterback in this class, absolutely. But Shedeur Sanders is on the board. Shedeur Sanders waited for so long to be selected. And I don't want to hear it. I don't care about the fact that Dillon Gabriel is a Heisman Trophy finalist in this past Heisman race. He's not better than Shedeur Sanders. He's just not. He's just not. Let's keep it a buck now. So to draft Dillon Gabriel, and then later in the draft, 4th round, you get running back Dylan Sampson. Nice pick. But then in the 5th round, what do you go ahead and do? After drafting Dillon Gabriel, you go draft another college quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. So to draft two quarterbacks in the same draft class, who neither one of them are the clear-cut starters, and quite frankly, neither one of them are superb. They're not extremely talented. So you basically just drafted, 2 third stringers, two backups? It didn't make any sense at all. Why waste a pick on Dillon Gabriel if you were just going to draft Shedeur in the 5th round? Or you could have just drafted Shedeur right there in the 3rd round and just use that 5th rounder later. But vice versa, back and forth, you could see it on both sides. But still, it just makes absolutely no sense. You waste that pick on getting 2 quarterbacks. The Browns are a bad football team. They have needs. And quite frankly, quarterback, yes, is a need, but that's not something that can be immediately resolved. They could have drafted Cam Ward. That wouldn't change much for the Browns at all. They would have still been the worst team in the division. The biggest issue is the Browns don't have a clear-cut direction that they know where they're going. And the draft was a perfect example of that. I don't think they know what direction they want to go in. And to draft Dillon Gabriel when you know, hey, we're still going to get another quarterback, we're going to go get Shedeur. Honestly, to me, it does both quarterbacks an absolute disservice. It does both of them an absolute disservice because why do that to either of those young men? Just let them carve out their own opportunities and legacies. Now they got to go neck and neck and compete against each other, and more than likely one of them gets cut. If not this year, next year. But there's no chance you have a future with both of these quarterbacks. You don't need to. This draft by the Cleveland Browns just reeked of picks that just irked your soul. Just like, what in the world are they doing? Like, why do that? That very confusing picks by the Browns for sure. But to me, if I was to give a grade to their draft class, I'd give it a C+. I think taking Shedeur was a good thing. You could say it's a steal, but you have to add the context of the fact that you didn't just take Shedeur, you took Dillon Gabriel as well, and you're going to have to see both of them. You're just going to have to. So that's a longer progression for who even wins the job out of those two to be what? The 3rd string, the backup? So I'm interested to see what the quarterback situation for the Cleveland Browns will be. They have like 5 quarterbacks on the roster currently. They clearly have no idea what they're doing when it comes to the QB position. But when the time comes, a starter will arise, and we're going to see. But yeah, I have them as the biggest losers of the 2025 NFL draft class. If you're a Cleveland Browns fan, let me know how you feel in the comment section. If you're just an NFL fan, let me know your thoughts on the Cleveland Browns draft class. I want to hear it in the comment section below. I'm your host, Tyrus Filson. This is the 4th and Goal Sports Show. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, as well as follow to the 4th and Goal Sports Instagram page. Without further ado, have a blessed day. Have a productive week. Peace.